Hello there travelers, in this video I'm going to share my own build guide for Raiden Shogun. So Raiden Shogun is currently available in 5.0 phase 2 banner for the game. At the moment she's available. So if you're a new player, go for her. She's one of the best characters in the game. She's one of the best support characters in the game too. And she can act as in multiple roles. So either as a DPS character, support character, or an hyper carry teammate too. So those are available for her. She's very flexible. She can occupy in the most team in the game. As you can see, I'm using her in a double geo team with Navia. So you need other elements for Navia, two other elements with Navia. That's why I'm having this team over here. So she can be used in a hyper room team. This team likes this one here, and or go for pure electro team, mono electro team is viable too with her. So she is best character in the game. So she was one of the top characters in the game before. Now she's kind of somewhat silent when compared to other characters in the game. And I started playing before the launch of Inazuma, and after the launch of Inazuma, she was one of the strongest character in the game period. And then things got heated up, and she was slightly nerfed at one point, and she's among the top still. So she's one of the top character in the game still now too. And after I got her, I improved my gameplay. I have seen my gameplay improve significantly, and I have learned a lot after getting her. So with combat role, so I was doing probably bad when it comes to combat in the game, and then after getting Raiden Shogun, everything changed with my gameplay, and somewhat I'm fine. Not great, but I'm good and average, kind of an average player in the game. I don't care about the Spiral Abyss, but apart from Spiral Abyss, I'm fine with the other parts of my gameplay. I'm great. I'll explain how she works in the game. That is how to use her properly. So first up, whenever you start a battle, use her element skill, this one here. So I'm going to use the element skill now. As you can be able to see, she will unleash an Eye of Storm. Is that the name? I'll just check the name actually. Totally forgot the name actually. Eye of Stormy Judgment. There you go. So Eye of Stormy Judgment will be available on top of your character, as you're able to see. So it will stay active even if I switch to other characters. So that's where her support role comes in action. So while this one is active, the Eye of Stormy Judgment will go do a coordinated attack with your active character's damage, whatever it is, normal attack, charge attack, even element skill too, so element burst, everything will be coordinated with the Eye of Stormy Judgment. So that now it has expired, but if I use this one,
there is no escape.
Right? So you won't be seeing anything right now. So once it was first casted, always start the battle with Raiden Shogun with the element skill. Then if I switch to other character over here, I'm gonna use Navia's element burst. As you can able to see, I'll just explain how this one will come in handy for you. So the performing coordinate is fine, coordinate attacks is fine. And then if I use this one here, so as you can able to see, there's an light, the circle has been formed near your character instead of the Eye of Stormy Judgment. So that one is changed into a circle now around your character, as you can able to see. And you have two lighted up thing over here, 1-2 points has been activated. If you look closely, so if you're a new player, it's very hard to realize what's going on. But I'll explain it here. So there you go. So there are two lights has been lit. So it depends. Those lights are kind of called resolve stacks, and those numbers are the lights which are resolve stacks, right? So those numbers depends on the energy cost for your elemental burst. The more cost of elemental burst is available for your character, for a particular character, the more resolve stacks can you obtain from the enemy. So if I switch to Noel over here,
as a good night show,
as you can able to see, one more further light has been lit up. So the more resolve stacks you have, the more elemental damage from Raiden Shogun can be done with our elemental burst. So after you have triggered let's say 3 right now, so I have 3. So then if I switch to Raiden Shogun, and then I can unleash her elemental burst, so she can produce more damage with the more number of stacks available for the Eye of Stormy Judgment thing over here, the circle over here. Yeah. Right now I have 3, so it's better to use up to off, or almost off. If you have almost off of the numbers for the result stacks, go with the elemental burst, or not, wait for it and then build up to 6. So this is available up to 6, 1 to 3 right now. So I have access to 3. So yeah, 3. So you'll have one more 3, few more 3s. If I cast on few more elemental burst, I'll accumulate more. So, but if you unleash Raiden Shogun's Elemental Burst,
Torn to oblivion.
every stacks will be disappeared, as you can able to see. So with the amount of result stacks you have, at the more damage she can be destroyed with the Elemental Burst. So the results will be like a disappear from the battlefield, and then you once the Elemental Burst has disappeared, go with the Elemental skill, and then switch to other character and try to do this previous step over and over again. So you have to remember at the start of the battle, cast your elemental skill. So that's the like I'm going to explain a brief right now. So cast your elemental skill at the start of battle, switch to other character, and try to bring out their elemental burst, dish out the elemental burst damage from those characters, and build up the result stacks. And then when the stacks are up to half or maximum, go for maximum. So always go for maximum with those stacks anyway. And once you have enough stacks to build up and go dish out serious damage with the Elemental Burst from Raiden Shogun. That's how we need to use the Elemental Burst from Raiden Shogun. That's how she shines mostly in the game. So those are for how to use her. Then moving on to weapon now. Let's move on to weapon. The catch weapon is the best game for Raiden Shogun if you're a free-to-play player. So or you can go for her signature weapon, which is available as of now. It's much more easier to obtain like a signature weapon for a specific character after the 5.0 update. So it's up to 50-50 instead of like a 2 into like after 2 times. So you have like a wish like more than 3. Like the PT will be somewhere around 180 for the weapons actually when compared to like 90 plus 90 180. 3, so that'll be 240. So yeah, sometimes I have seen people getting like a 2 fate points and not having that weapon before, but now it's much more easy to get weapons. So it's similar to the banner system, the character banner system right now, so which is fine. So over here you have engulfing lightning, so which is a polearm weapon, signature polearm weapon for Raiden Shogun, which increases energy recharge by 12%. So at the base level over here, and then you have base attack over here. So this one will increase attack by 28%. You don't need to worry about attack. So attack is needed for Raiden Shogun, don't get me wrong. So she needs attack, critical rate, critical damage, and energy recharge. Those are the stats, and even element mastery. She needs like nearly 5 stats for in the game. That's why if you have this weapon over here, you don't need to worry about the attack, and then you immediately go for critical rate, critical damage, energy recharge, and element mastery on your artifacts. You don't need after Plume is the one which will give you base stats of attack, right? So you don't need to worry about attack with this one. You will get attack. You find some attacks in the artifacts too, don't get me wrong, but if you ask me, this one is much more better. So attack increases by 28% and of energy recharge. So also it like increase by the amount of energy recharge you have. So over the base of 100, or if you have let's say 300% energy recharge, the attack will be increased by like what 56%. So that's how much you can get, and you can get a maximum bonus of 80% of your attack can be obtained by this way. So you'll have increased attack anyway. Gain 30% energy recharge for 12 seconds after using Elemental Burst. So energy charge will be further increased by 30% after casting our Elemental Burst. So that's a very good weapon. So this is one of the best weapon for Raiden Shogun. But if you are not spending your money on the game, and if you are not into the weapons as I do over here in the game, so go with the catch weapon over here. I'm using catch, so you can able to get this weapon. Yeah, let's check the equation. So if you can able to exchange that weapon from here. So if you go through here, you can able to exchange some fishes and get the weapon. So it's in Inazuma, as you can able to see, the Inazuma Fishing Association. You can able to get the blueprint as well as the actual blueprints. Blueprint as well as the refinement, the copies for the weapon. So that's why I have it at refinement rank 5. So increase elemental burst damage by 32% and elemental burst critical rate by 12%. So that's how much damage you can buff can this weapon provide. It's one of the best weapon for Raiden Shogun. But if you are going for engulfing lightning, you don't need to worry about this weapon here. But if you are a free-to-play player, go for this weapon. And if you are not into Raiden Shogun's weapon, that is signature weapon, go for this weapon. This is a must-have weapon if you are a free-to-play player, and if you are focusing on other characters. If you are not worried about signature weapon for a specific character, or even for Raiden Shogun over here, just go with this weapon here. Just go for free-to-play option. This is a very good free-to-play option available, and you can unlike some free-to-play weapons in the game, like let's say for Navia, you can able to get this weapon. This is a very good free-to-play option for Navia, but it is available from one of the events only, so it's not available right now. So it's a very good thing So I'm just making comparison so that you will get my point for here. You can able to access this even if you're starting as a new player. You can have access to this weapon, like every single time, like all the time. You don't need to worry about this weapon. You can able to easily get it. So if you are using Raiden Shogun, if you are not worried about the catch up over here, let's go for the other options. Will be Moon Piercer, which will create Hyper Bloom, which will be suited for Hyper Bloom team. But I recommend going for catch up on it most of the time. So, but if you're not worried about damage for Raiden Shogun, and if you're having like a proper DPS scatter in your team, let's say Aletheum, proper Dintro DPS get in the game, just go with this one here, and with the likes of Aletheum, you will get more benefit with the Moon Piercer. I don't have Aletheum in the team, but I have Nahida. I have compared with Nahida and Huito there. But if you are triggering, this one is available for Bloom, Hyper Bloom, or Burgeon reactions only. Yeah, even Huito can trigger a Burgeon reaction too. A Leaf of Revival will be created around the character for a maximum of 10 seconds. When picked up, the leaf will grant the character 25% attack for 12 seconds. That is very good if you are using in Aletheum team. Only one leaf can be generated this way every 20 seconds, which is fine. With this effect can still be triggered if the character is not on field. There you go. So this effect can be triggered if the character that is Raiden Shogun is not on field too. So you will get the buff from the weapon over here. At the moment, I have Refinement rank 3. I have used this one here. Even though it does have more attack than let's say the catch up over here, and it does have elemental mastery of 110 only, this will work in a lot of teams actually. I have put Aletheum for an example, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't have all the characters in the game so far, and even in some 4-star character team this will come in handy for you too, but I don't have them. Yeah, so that's it for this weapon for here. Moon Piercer, or you can go for Dragon's Bane, and you will get more damage from this weapon too. So increase the damage against opponents affected by Hydro or Pyro by 36%. If you have the likes of Jinkyu and Jiangling in your team, which I'll explain in the team comps, then this weapon will be a viable choice too. But I highly recommend going for catch. The catch weapon is based on purely of energy recharge, and yeah, if you don't have catch at the moment, if you are starting as a new player, if you don't have catch, and actually the catch weapon farming takes a lot of time. It's a tedious process actually. You have to wait for multiple days if you don't have friends in the game. It was one of the tedious ones. Or if you don't have the weapon, you have to catch fishes which will refresh in 1 day for some fishes, and 2 days I think, or 40 hours for the main important one. So that will take a lot of time. So during the time, if you don't have the access to catch up in means, just go with Dragon's Bane and try to dish out more damage with the Dragon's Bane if you have Refinement rank 5. So at Refinement rank 5, I have it right now. It provides increased damage against opponents affected by Hydro or Pyro. So this is a good weapon of choice for creating elemental reactions while using in a Hyper Bloom team anyway. So not for the actual team. So mostly it's all about catch. So I have switched back to catch after using Moon Piercer for some time, but it didn't work very well with the artifacts that I'm having right now. So speaking of artifacts, let's move on to artifacts. So the best artifacts in the game is Emblem of Fate for Raiden Shogun. This kind of goes along with our passivity and our overall kit. So best go with the Emblem of Fate. So just worry about critical rate, energy recharge, and critical damage. That's all the things you need to look for when you're going for Emblem of Fate. So at the moment, I have I haven't gotten proper artifacts for Raiden Shogun. I'm still working on it. Swapped between some pieces on yesterday and found out this one is fine. This one, which I'm currently having right now, works really fine. So this one provides it with 2-piece set. Energy recharge will be increased by 20%. Increases elemental burst damage by 25% of energy recharge. A maximum of 75% bonus damage can be obtained in this way. So the more energy recharge you have with the 4 set piece bonus from Emblem of Fate, the more damage dealt by Raiden Shogun's elemental burst. So that's why you need this one here. So we'll get into talents and we'll speak more about this one here. So that's the best one so far in the game for Raiden Shogun. So even I'm using her in Hyper Bloom teams, I still use this set piece since it provides more damage and it is much more viable. I don't have proper ones from this one here. The other one, if you're going for Hyper Bloom team, go for Flower of Paradise Lost. It will increase elemental mastery by 80%, and the damage output will be increased by 40% for Hyper Bloom. Burgeon reactions, Bloom 2, so are increased by 40%. Don't keep in mind it doesn't count for aggravate or fasten, right? So fasten reactions, yeah, those things are not available over here. You needed to have an hydro or a pyro character to get more benefit from this one here. Additionally, after the equipping character triggers bloom, hyper bloom or burgeon, they will gain another 45% bonus to the effect mentioned prior. So each stack with this of this last 10 seconds, and the maximum of 4 stacks can be available for you. So this one can be triggered every once, like one per every second, and it will still trigger when the character is off build too. So this is one of the best one too. So I have given, as you can see, a lot of characters I'm using right now doesn't have the recommended set pieces. So it's due to the fact even Raiden Shogun over here, Raiden Shogun I have given some proper ones right now. Yeah, as you can see, my Naida is using this one instead of this one here. So this is one of the best thing you need to worry about in the game actually. So I have given this flower. I'm just showcasing it as an example. I have used this flower and gotten like a 2 speed set bonus for dendo damage bonus plus 15 with Nahida, but she was dishing out less damage for some reason. So I went with this one back again, and she doesn't have that bonus now right now. This bonus over here. So as I mentioned before, like in most of my videos actually, it's in a lot of my live streams, mostly in live streams actually. So you don't need proper the recommended set pieces for your character. So if you don't have proper ones, just go for the rainbow artifacts, which is artifacts from a different set pieces. You don't need to worry about the one. So for Raiden Shogun, so Raiden Shogun's kit results around specifically for energy recharge. This is the one of the best ones so far. So don't worry about Raiden Shogun's one. So far, I'm just speaking on other characters. So even for hyperluminant teams, so you don't worry about this one here. So you can give 2 set pieces of Flower of Paradise Lost and 2 pieces of Gilded Dreams. So that will work too. So this will give you 20%, like 80, 160 increase of Elemental Mastery, and they work very well too. Or you can go with 4 pieces of Gilded Dreams, which will give you buff for your element types involved, which is the other party members. The attack will be increased based on the element types. Like if you have the same element type, the attack will be increased by 40% for each members. And then if you have different elements in your party, the elemental mastery will be increased by 50 for each party members with a different element type. So it depends on your choice anyway. Each of these aforementioned buffs will count up to 3 characters apart from Raiden Shogun, this from the like a equipping character, that is, and this effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds. So once every 8 seconds this effect can be triggered. The actual stuff will be triggered even if the character is not on field too. So this will work for Raiden Shogun as well. You can go for, if you are starting as a new player, you can go for this one too. So 2 pieces of Gladiator's Finale and 2 pieces of Shimno's Reminiscence work too, but I highly recommend going for Emblem of Severe Fate. Or you can go for this one here, increase elemental burst damage by 20% with Royal Flora. Sorry, Noblesse Oblige. What I'm trying, yeah, Noblesse Oblige. So you can get more elemental damage, burst damage from 20%, like increase with 20% at the moment. With 2 pieces and with 4 pieces, using elemental burst increase all party members attack by 20% for 12 seconds. So it will increase the attack for Raiden Shogun too. This is a viable option too, but I highly recommend going for Emblem of Severe Fate. If you don't have it, and if you have proper 4 pieces from this one here, Noblesse Oblige, go for the one, and it will dish out more damage with our elemental burst. Yeah. And then moving on to our Constellation. Yeah, Constellation C1 provides you with results getting accumulated faster. So when electric characters uses their elemental burst, the result gained is increased by 80%, and when other party members trigger their elemental burst, the result gained is increased by 20%. So the more result stacks will be gained just by having a C1 Raiden Shogun. And if you have electric characters with C1, having one more electric character in your party will help you a lot for getting results faster, that is. And then you have this one here. C2 is the like a stopping point for Constellation for Raiden Shogun. If you are not really into her Constellation, and if you want Raiden Shogun's Constellation, stop at this one here. And if you are a free-to-play player, stopping this at this point is the most viable thing anyway. Yeah, while using Raiden Shogun's elemental burst, the Raiden Shogun attack ignores 60% of opponent's defense. So she will ignore opponent's defense by 60%, which is insane actually, while using elemental burst from her. Then you have this one here. The elemental burst will be increased by 3 at C3. You can increase the elemental burst by 3. Maximum upgrade level is 15. And then you have a C4. So this one also available for elemental burst only. after you used up your elemental burst, switch to other party members, and the other party members will have their bonus like attack increased by 30%. So excluding Raiden Shogun. This one applies to other party members apart from Raiden Shogun. That's what C4. C5 will increase the elemental skill for Raiden Shogun, and then we have C6 over here. When compared to other C6 Constellation for some characters in the game, so those are mostly broken. This one is kind of okay. It will reduce the elemental burst cooldown by 1 second for each party members in the game, in your party, sorry, not in the game. So in your party, and this can happen up to 5 times. So it will reduce the cooldown for your other party members elemental burst by 5 seconds. So that way you can be able to stack up more, resolve stacks faster, and then you can be able to cast a Raiden Shogun's elemental burst, and this can work in a chain. But when you ask me, so this one would have been much more better than when compared to the other games and like other characters in the game so far. Yeah, there you go, got it wrong. But the stopping point is C2. So if you are wondering further one, yeah. Moving on to our talents now. So normal attacks will be perform up to 5 consecutive spear strikes, so consume a certain amount of stamina to perform an upward slash, which is the charge attack. She will perform an upward slash instead of like piercing through the enemy with charging, like spiral charging into them actually, which is available for a lot of characters with full arm. Then we have plunging attack, and also remember this one here, the charge attack. Even though Zhongli and Raiden Shogun uses pole arm weapon, they do have a different charge attack. So the charge attack variations, like a variant for both of them, are different. So that's why they are archons actually. So plunging attack, it's usual AoE damage upon impact will be available for the one. So go for the one. And then you have this one here, the elemental skill, so which I showcased before. As soon as you start a battle, use the elemental skill from Raiden Shogun, and then you will create the Eye of Stormy Judgment. With the Eye of Stormy Judgment, it will coordinate. It will dish out a coordinate attack with your active party members. And bear in mind though, this will steal reactions at a lot of times, but I don't mind it. If you don't mind that one, as I do over here, you will be fine. But it will steal a lot of reactions. So she can able to steal reactions from let's say Huto, so Hyper like a Vaporize team, Melt team. A lot of reactions can be sealed by this one. So that's why she's kind of sometimes like poor related. Yeah. Then you have characters who gain the Eye of Storm Judgment will have the elemental burst damage increased. So the elemental burst damage, actual damage, will be increased based on the energy cost of the elemental burst during the highest duration. So the more elemental cost of an elemental burst, let's say for Eula. So for Eula as an example, Eula does have a higher elemental burst damage, like elemental burst cost, energy cost. So she can produce more damage with the Eye of Stormy Judgment. The Eye can initiate one coordinate attack every 0.9 seconds per party. Coordinate attacks generated by characters not controlled by you deal 20% of the normal attack. There you go. And then you have this one here, which is the elemental burst. This one here. So as soon as you use this one, she will unleash a single slash AoE it will dish out AoE electro damage. So it's an AoE attack actually, and she immediately switches to a sword weapon during the buff, which is like a duration of actual elemental burst over here. She will unsheath her blade from her chest actually, so from her chest, from her body, and she will launch an initial slash. The initial slash damage is the highest one in the game, so you can get a more value out of that one initial slash. It was one of the highest damage in the game before. Right now it was stopped by other characters in the game, I think, but this one is much more viable. So the number of stacks you have, as I mentioned before, the more stacks you have on your Eye of Stormy Judgment around your character, the lights around your character, which I showcased at the start. So the more damage she can be shot from her elemental burst, the more damage can be done. Will be based on the number of chakra resolve stacks consumed when this skill is due. Yeah, as soon as you use the elemental burst, all the resolve stacks will be consumed, and the more damage can be obtained by having more stacks already beforehand. While in this state, the Raiden Shogun will build her Tachi blade. So Tachi, I'm not really sure of the pronunciation. While her normal charge and plunge attacks will be infused with electro damage. So her normal attacks will be infused with electro damage, which cannot be overrun, and she will use a sword instead of the pole her base, not a signature weapon. So it's one of, she does have two weapons actually. Engulfing lightning is the actual signature weapon in the game, and she will switch to her sword, which is her main weapon which was showcased in the Archon quest. So she can able to like switch between both of those variants of weapons actually. She been one part of the Archon quest, and I think it's in the story quest. You can able to see her building a and polo weapon as well. I think it's part of our story quest. I'm not really sure. But she can able to build multiple weapons, so like a multiple type weapons too in the games. Like polo switching between polo and the sword is not a big deal in the game. If the playable characters, but in the actual story quest, it's a big deal actually. She's one of the few characters which can who can able to equip multiple weapons in the game, and she excels in them actually. And the electro damage which cannot be overridden when attacks hit opponents, she will regenerate energy for all party members. She will regenerate energy while using a elemental burst for all party members, which is insane. Energy can be restored this way once every 1 second, and this effect can be triggered 5 times. So for the duration, like 5 times for the duration of the elemental burst, 5 times this effect can trigger, and it will be restoring energy for your active party members, and that way you can have more energy recharge for your party, and that way you can be able to cycle through this with more elemental burst and more elemental burst from Raiden Shogun. While in this state, the Raiden Shogun's resistance to interruption is increased, so her interruption to resistance to interruption is increased, and she's immune to electro charge direction damage. So this is very crucial. You won't be noting this one here. I haven't noted this one in a lot of my times, but if you are having an hydro character, she won't be while using her in let's say in while using the elemental burst. That is, if you are fighting in water in explosion, by using elemental burst, she's immune to electro charge attacks, even on the battlefield too. So it's possible. It is available actually. While Musho Ishin is active, the Raiden Shogun's normal charged and plunging attacks will be considered elemental burst damage. So every normal, that's one of the reasons I have went for increasing normal attacks. So the normal attacks, charged attacks and plunging attacks will be counted as an elemental burst damage. And also there are 2 variants available while using Raiden Shogun's elemental burst. So there's a normal slash. So if you are pressing like a not just using normal slashes over here with the clicks from your left mouse instead of holding on it to it, just like tapping it will give you normal attacks, and if you are holding it means she will unleash an charge attack. So like it will consume more time, but she will dish out more damage. Actually, I found out that if you are having like all the enemies nearby, use the normal attacks, like use the tap ability while using elemental burst, and the enemies, let's say they are slightly and feet up, a couple of feet away, means just use the charge attack and you will get more value. The charge attack range is kind of good, and if you see on some enemy like outside, if you're outside of your eating zone from the normal tap attack, just go charge attack. And the charge attack, if you ask me, it will take a lot of time when compared to the slash attacks. The slash attack will dish out more damage. If you have a lot of support characters, off-field support characters, or off-field DPS enabled things going on in the battlefield, just to go with the normal attacks, like just tap attacks from elemental burst, and that will do for her attacks anyway instead of charge attacks. Charge attacks are fine. It will it will dish out more damage, but you will get that damage by using 2 slashes. So the 2 slashes will count for the duration of one single charge attack slash anyway. Keep that one in mind. If the enemies are kind of somewhat a bit away from you, just use the charge attack. That's how you can get benefit out of the one. Vicious Unnumbered is the next talent over here. When enemy party members gain elemental buffs or particles, chakra stacks will gain 2 resolve stacks too. So elemental orbs, which are particles, she will get more chakra stacks anyway. This effect can occur once every 3 seconds. For every 3 seconds, you can able to get one. Then you have this one here. This is one of the best thing about Emblem of Fate. Each 1% above 100% energy recharge for that the Raiden Shogun possesses grants are 0.6% greater energy registration from the elemental burst, and 0.4% electro damage bonus. That's why if you don't have electro damage bonus on your goblet, this will solve that issue actually. So the more can be obtained by this one here. That's, yeah, you can be able to use that one. So the more energy recharge you have above 100%, each one will accumulate like a 1%. For every 1%, you will have 0.6% energy restoration from the elemental burst, and 0.4% increase in electro damage bonus. Let's say I had like a 270, right? So that means I have 173%. 173. I have to like actually calculate this one here. Yeah, while explaining this one here, I have 173% of energy recharge, And if I do the math correctly, so I'm not good at math, so you can calculate anyway. So I have 173 extra energy recharge. I think so, but I'm not really sure. I totally forgot the other one right now. So I multiply that one in by 0.6%. The energy recharge restoration from elemental burst will be 103.8%. So that's how much I can get from the energy recharge. And for the actual electro damage bonus, which will be 69.2%, electro damage bonus can be obtained by having that number. So if I have, let's say 300%, if you have, let's say 300% energy recharge, you will get like 200, right? Yeah, 200. So the first 100 won't count. Keep that in mind if you're calculating. So 120 energy restoration can be obtained from our Ember Burst if you have 300% energy recharge. And for the actual electro damage bonus, you will have 80%, like 80% electro damage bonus will be available for that one. So the more energy recharge you have, the more damage you can be shot from her with her passive ability. That with her elemental burst. So that's why Emblem of Severed Fate is the best one. Even when you compare to other characters, which I'm using like rainbow artifacts, but from the beginning I started using Emblem of Severed Fate, even with the less stats actually. So the passive ability is the reason for that one. You will get all the damage bonus from here. That's why I was going for 300% energy recharge at one point, but then I stopped since the artifacts are not great. And I'm still working on the one, which I will get to eventually. So I have like a 278, sorry. So not 73. I assumed it's 273. Sorry for my wrong calculation. You can recalculate it again anyway. So that's our passive ability for Enlightened one. This is the best thing about Raiden Shogun. That's one of the reasons you need to have Emblem of Severed Fate. And this is one of the reasons I still use Emblem of Severed Fate even in a Hyperbloom team. Then you have more expanded like the Mora. This is the one I got it wrong on the previous recording, and I'm doing the same thing again. Yeah, Mora will be reduced while you are like ascending swords or polearms. There you go, by 50%. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing again. Yeah, that's for talents. Now moving on to the team comps. So team comps, you have a National Raiden Shogun team variant, so which is called Raiden National Team. So which includes Raiden, Jinkyu, Jiangling, Bennett. Those are the team. That's one is called Raiden's National Team. So which I don't like keep everything in mind for team comp names actually, but you for Raiden's Shogun specifically, I came across this one a lot. That's why I remember this one at all. Then you have Raiden Shogun, Jinkyu, Kujasara, and probably Bennett for extra damage output with Kujasara C6 concentration. If you have C6 concentration for Kujasara, highly recommend using her in Raiden Shogun team, so that once you have used her elemental burst, the Raiden Shogun's elemental burst damage can be increased a lot actually. So she can be increased a lot. That's why I'm still going for Kujasara's concentration. At the moment I have like C2. In some of my live streams I mentioned it like once I have C6 concentration for Kujasara, I will go for Bennett with the Raiden Shogun. So that's where the actual damage can be increased with both Bennett and the Kujasara. So I will go for them soon. Yeah, later down the track. Or you can do, if you have a P2 for Kazuha, you can use him in the team and get more elemental burst damage with him after casting his elemental burst. Then you have teams like which I do here: Kuto, Raiden Shogun, Nahida, and Kokumi for the hypermoon reactions and the Budgeon reactions with her. That's what I usually use. I've been using it for a long time. That's my primary team in this account. I have 2 accounts, but I have Raiden Shogun on this account only. That's why I'm showcasing the over here only. So that's the team I use. And then after getting Navia, I'm using Navia, Raiden Shogun, Novel, and Kokumi. So that's how flexible she is. And then I'm using a team of like Huto, Raiden Shogun, Zhongli, and Noel. Those teams are viable too. There's a lot of teams you can really get out of from Raiden Shogun. Yeah, there's plenty of things you can do with her. She is very flexible. That's why I'm saying it right now. So like pinpointing a lot of teams in the team. Or you can go, as I mentioned before, in the weapons and artifact sets anyway. Aletheum, if you're using Aletheum, go with Aletheum, Raiden Shogun, and go for Hydro and another Dendro probably for the actual resonance, Dendro resonance. It depends on your choice. Depends on what characters you are having. And if you are starting as a new player, and if you have only Raiden Shogun, so go for the characters like Jiangling, you can access her early. She's free. Right now I'm not using Jiangling, as you can see. And then you have access to Barbara early. So Barbara will be a viable choice. She can be able to up, since Raiden Shogun has to be very close to enemy, you can be able to apply electro charge attacks or go with the Hyper Bloom Teams with the Call ability or Dendro Traveler's ability. So Call will trigger Hyper Bloom too, or go with the Bennett and go for application of a Vaporize Team with go with Barbara's elemental skill and Zhang's ultimate and go with Bennett for extra attack, and then you can be able to create a Vaporize, Overload, electro charged attacks in a go with our elemental burst. So those are things available now. So she can be able to fix in most of the team in the game. She's very flexible. That's how the team works for her. So if you're starting as new, focus on Jungling, Barbara, Bennett, and Kali or Dendro Traveler for the time, or even go with the what's the other one? So we don't have proper ones with the actual Traveler actually. So Dendro Traveler is the best choice. We don't comfortable using Kali. So Kali's elemental burst is kind of on low side, but her skill, you can use her skill in a lot of times anyway. So go for the one. So while elemental burst cost for Jungle is high, so you can use her, or you can go combine her with the Jinkyu if you have access to him. So that's it for her King Coms. Then for conclusion, so as I mentioned before, after getting Raiden Shogun, my gameplay has been significantly improved. So if you are starting as a new player, so this is the best place you can start, and you can go for Raiden Shogun and then save your primogem. So this is an actual guide for me, so like a helping guide for you guys, helping what's the one tip for you guys actually. So go for Raiden Shogun first, then go for the Pyro Archon. She will be released back in your 5.3 update in the upcoming update based on the leaks actually. So you can be able to stack up the rest of the primogems for Mavika, and you will have 2 Archons available in the game. So if you are a new player, this is the time to start the game and go for both those Archons which are coming back to back. Yeah. So this is my primary tip. So I actually didn't got her on a first run, but I got her on first rerun. So I got her after Yamika's banner. Since Yamika is one of my best favorite character in the game, I went for her and lost her. Then I got Raiden Shogun, but I'm happy with the decision. Happy with the outcome, even though I didn't have Yamika on this account, but I have Yamika on second account. She is doing very well there, and I have given her proper artifact in there. She's one of my Yamika on my second account is the best builded character in the game so far, period. So far. Yeah, she's the best one. She has a more than 90% critical rate and 190 critical damage. That's hard to get, and she does have tons of elemental mastery. She's insane actually. And she's at C0, and that's a free to play account entirely. I haven't posted it opted out for any what's that one called, Welkin Moons there, but I have used 2 Welkin Moons here. You decided whether I'm a free to play player with this account or not. But that was back in 2022, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, my actual gameplay after getting Raiden Shogun has been improved from bad to good, and I'm still an average player. I don't call myself a great player. Even in a Spell Abyss, I don't have 33. I only have 33 stars so far. I haven't gotten 36 stars in a Spell Abyss, so I totally hate Spell Abyss, and I wasted plenty of times on yesterday by trying to get 36 stars there. I missed it by a small margin on my side account, but if I try harder, maybe I will get it here too. But I don't want it, so it's taking up too much time. I have posted this video on yesterday itself if I wasn't going off with the Spell Abyss. Anyway, so you'll get more value out of Raiden Shogun if you're gonna pull for her. She will act as a support character, DPS character, or hyper or carry for your team. So, I totally forgot to mention Yulo there. Yulo does have an higher energy cost, and you can able to solve the energy issues with Yula's elemental burst if you have Raiden Shogun, so she will come handy there too. So, and also she made before Raiden Shogun, the game felt like a lot of grindy for me, since I was using a bad team. Not a bad team, I don't have proper artifacts at the time, but the damage output from the teams which I'm using was not great. Then I got Raiden Shogun, and then my game gameplay has improved significantly, and that will happen for you too. And if you are starting as a new player, as I mentioned before, this is a great place to start and get Raiden Shogun immediately and go for make the game much more easier for you guys, and she will come in handy till the end, till the Archon Quest end too. So this is a good place to start, and who knows, you may get it under 10 wishes. You may get Raiden Shogun in 1 or within under 10 wishes. And also, there's one more point I need to like pinpoint out. So whenever you cast Raiden Shogun's elemental burst, or as I mentioned before, her polearm will be switched to her sword, and also you will see an you can able to see an shining purple hair. It's like her hair will shine in purple while the duration of her elemental burst is going on. It's a gimmick. I like that gimmick, and then now I think the same applies for Mavika's elemental burst too. I'm not really sure. It's my like a suggestion, not suggestion. It's my expectation. Hopefully, it will be fulfilled. Who knows? Maybe it won't be fulfilled too. Anyway, that should be the end of this live stream, guys. So hopefully, you guys enjoyed this one. Live stream. Yeah, that's the end of this video over here, guys. Sorry for the mistake there. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this build guide over here. And then I'll see you guys on the next video. Make sure to check the title and thumbnail for each video analysis of mine, since I covered different games on the channel. And if I get anything wrong from this video, let me know in the comments below, and we'll go through the one, and I'll probably didn't get everything right here. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye for now. Take care.